Qatar, located on the Persian Gulf more than 50 years ago, was a very poor country and one of the most hostile places in the world. It was a desert where temperatures reached 50 degrees Celsius in summer, a small economy based on fishing and pearl diving as main economic activities. But everything has changed. Currently, Qatar is one of the countries with the highest per capita income in the world, with about $90,000 of each inhabitant, higher than the per capita income of the United States. Qatar has owned the PSG since 2011, and the country will host the 2022 World Cup in its capital, Doha. But how this small country of only 11,000 square kilometers has managed to transform its economy in the last 50 years, going from total poverty to this great level of current success? But before answering this question, subscribe to help the channel grow. I'm counting on you on this journey. Now let's go to the video. After the independence of Qatar, which had been a British colony, the country was in absolute poverty. Fishing was the main source of survival of Qataris. But it was in 1939 when some oil reserves were found, but not much. The first exploration began shortly after. But it was in 1971 that one of the world's largest natural gas reserves was discovered in Qatar. Qatar has almost 14% of the world's total natural gas reserves. But this was not responsible for the initial success of the country, as this gas was not profitable for Qatar. The only way to transport gas was through gas pipelines that were extremely expensive because the country's location and the climate prevented the transportation of this resource. The main consumers were far from Qatar, which was Europe and Asia. So the large gas extraction companies did not want to participate in this activity because they considered that it wouldn't bring them great profit. Everything would change in 1995 when Emir Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani took power. The new ruler changed the course of the country. He set out to develop the country's natural gas industry and make it profitable, a vision that very few had at that time. He decided to have investments and alliances with strategic companies to develop an alternative and little-known technology at that time, which was to pass the natural gas to its liquid state, which is only possible at minus 162 degrees Celsius, to be able to transport this product over long distance and much cheaper. The new ruler bet a lot on this new technology. It was a very big risk, and besides that, it took a long time until it was fully utilized. But it was from the moment the technology was developed that their economy started to grow in extraordinary numbers, approximately 13.1% annually. Qatar is now the world's largest exporter of liquefied gas. Its exports reach all over the world. Asia, Europe, South America, and all continents receive its gas. Qatar has developed this technology so well that today its cost of production is 6 times less than that of the United States. But even so, this factor alone would not be enough to explain the enormous success of the country, since countries like Angola, Venezuela, and many other African countries are also rich in various resources, and even more than Qatar, and have not reached this level of achievement wealth. The government of the new Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani has really changed the course of the country. His gross domestic product increased 25 times, and his population doubled between 2000 and 2007. But the most important thing was how his government used the gas money. Qatar invests in stocks outside its country to diversify its economy and not depend on natural gas, being one of the main shareholders of giant companies such as Volkswagen, Barclays, Shell, Uber, and many others. They also invest heavily in real estate. For example, Qatar has more properties in London than the Queen of England, and also has several properties in the United States and Singapore. The money from most of the revenues was used very wisely. Some 200 billions were invested in infrastructure, new sports centers were created, a financial hub was made to turn Qatar into an economic center of the Persian Gulf, and also a strong investment was made in education. Qatar even created a place called Education City, a large educational complex for university students, where the best universities in the world have branches there, including several American, French, and many other universities. Today, through large investments in stadium construction, the country seeks to diversify its economy, reducing its dependence on the gas to become a great attraction for tourists from around the world. And the 2022 World Cup will be one of the key factors in attracting world attention and consolidating the country as major tourist destination. And that plan since 2004 has had excellent results. The part of its economy not related to gas is growing about 20% a year. Its economy is getting stronger. If you liked the video, subscribe to help the channel grow. Your like and your subscription are important to the channel. Thank you very much for watching the video to the end.